Hello, everybody. Where am I? There I am. Hello, everyone. It's your Booth Ice Booth here. Welcome back. Hello, Twee. Almost forgot. Leaves the room, comes back, crashes through the ceiling. Ah, okay. I thought something was off. Anyways, welcome back. If you can hear, I sound a bit better. Cough has actually started to go away. It just took me threatening to go see a doctor about it for it to stop. Out of every other time I've threatened to go to the doctor. It's the one time where I actually meant it, and it's like, oh, maybe we should... Oh, look at that, cough's going away. Hee-hoo. Funny. But so yeah, welcome back. Today, we are doing... Navia's story. Finally. Also, soon. We got 4 more of these left. This will probably getting done later. At some point. But for now... Only 1 key. Wow. One second, I gotta clear my throat. Much better. Perfect timing for the story, considering the 4.4 special programs tomorrow. Yep. And we gotta go to Fontaine. Court of Fontaine. But first, key. Now, I'm curious for the fact that, unlike the last 2 character quests we've gotten, both Navia and Farina, I 100% know we're going to be playing as Navia for this. Like, if we don't play as Navia for this character quest, I will be impressed because all of Fontaine so far has been just we don't play as the characters. Just get to be. It's just a vehicle to tell their story.
Well, if it isn't my dear partners.
That voice! It's Navia!
Hey,
I didn't expect to run into you guys here today. Are you headed somewhere?
just getting our daily dose of adventuring in.
How about you, Navia? Are you still busy rebuilding Poisson?
Oh, yeah, we did play as Linny. I mostly just meant like Nouvelette and Farina left an impact on me for just not playing as the character, but we get to just experience things.
We've wrapped up most of the rebuilding, but there are still a few things left to take care of. Stocking up on materials, confirming construction timelines, discussing compensation terms with families affected by the disaster. Between all of that, I've been making a lot of trips between the court and Poisson.
You also play as Razak. Okay, Twee. I meant just okay. Then I just mean Nouvelette and Farina were just both unique ones where we didn't play as them. Then okay. Coming after me with the actualies, I see. Actually, we got to play as both Linny and Risley and Farina in the Court of Fontaine. I did forget. I did forget, Twee. I forgot about Linny and Risley, but just like to help give memory refreshers. Yeah, I understand that. I'm just sitting here like, man, like Nouvelette and Farina's stories are both so interesting. Just like you don't play as a character, and you're like, yeah, but yes, but remember, we did play as this. Yes, I have been proven wrong. It's time for me to just make fun of the person who has told me that I'm wrong now because I need to. I need to hold my grounding and somehow. Would you hope to play as Cloran? Cloran's gonna be a 4-star character. We all know this. She's gonna be a 4-star character tied to why am I blanking on her name now? Shit, why am I blanking on her name now? People speculate otherwise. Well, they speculate wrong because I'm forgetting the Melusine's name. Siegeween. Yes, I'm talking about Siegeween. No, Siegeween's going to be a 5-star character we're going to get, and Cloran's going to be the 4-star that's part of her banner. That's what's going to happen. That's my prediction. 100% is going to happen. Oh yeah, anyways, stocking materials, confirming construction timelines, discussing compensation terms with families affected by the disaster. Between all of that, I've been making a lot of trips between the court and Poisson. Wasn't Spina di Rosula affected too?
Well, though the victims have received relief payments from the court, in my opinion, as the administrators of Poisson, Spina di Rosula should take some responsibility as well. Our financial situation right now isn't the best, so all we've been doing is signing agreements for the damages to be repaid at a later date. Though just pieces of paper now, they demonstrate our commitment. They're necessary to restore the people's faith in us.
Whoa, spoken like a true president. You're a really responsible leader. That must be taking up most of your time though, right?
Oh, you bet. Between that and all the other errands I have to run at the court, I'm always forgetting one thing or another. So before I came over this time, I took a page from Melusa's book and decided to make a list of everything. This way, it's easy to see which tasks you haven't checked off.
Ah, Melus. And then?
And then, since Melus loved using shorthand, I decided to also follow his example and come up with some shorthand of my own. But after running a few errands in the city, I'm kind of struggling to even read my own handwriting anymore.
That does sound like you, all right. So what kind of shorthand did you use?
Oh, wanna take a look?
Let Paimon see. Wait, there's nothing here but a bunch of weird symbols. This looks like a piece of kelp wrapped around a stick. And this other one, is it supposed to be a boar in a box?
The first one has to do with confirming the final payment amount for the fishermen, while the second one is a reminder to try the new burger that just hit the market.
Burger?
Okay, Paimon can definitely see how you might forget what each of these mean.
Maybe just use standardized shorthand symbols next time. Also, what's shorthand?
Thank you for your advice. These are the kinds of things you only really figure out once you've tried them out yourself.
I don't know what shorthand is.
I thought that as long as I understood my shorthand when I came up with it, I'd be sure to remember the symbols when I looked at them later. Unfortunately, I've definitely proven myself wrong.
Is shorthand just like making symbols and understanding them?
Well, now you know for next time.
Anyway, I should have already taken care of most of the things on the list. There are still a few symbols that I can't decipher, but I don't think they're anything too super important. Worst comes to worst, I'll just make another trip.
Ah, so you're going to head back now?
Yep, that's the plan. Oh, actually, since we talked about the reconstruction earlier, want to come with me and check out the town for yourself?
Modern hieroglyphics? They might just be.
You said you don't have any plans, right? So we can just catch a boat and head over. It won't take long at all.
Alright, Navia.
It's a bit sudden, but Paimon doesn't see why not. What do you think, Traveler?
It'd be a pretty nice break, too.
Then let's go. We'll take a boat over.
Oh, you mean the Aquabus, right? Like the Clementine line?
Oh, sorry. I meant our own boat. The Aquabus doesn't have a station near Poisson, so we'll use one of the Spina's boats.
Oh, that's interesting. Sure, sounds good to me.
All right, follow me. I'll take you there.
That was a fun 30-minute walk.
The engineer is still doing a few routine safety checks. We can head out as soon as we get the green light.
All right.
So, Paimon has always wanted to ask. The 3 Aquabus lines are all named after people in your family, right?
Oh, wait, they are.
Yeah, that's right. Callus and Navia are self-explanatory, while Clementine was the name that my mother went by.
Spina di Rosula was one of the main sponsors for the construction, right?
If you provided the Mora to build the lines, then why isn't there even a dedicated line to Poisson? Spina di Rosula built all the lines, yet you still have to take a special boat just to go home.
Well, what I heard is that most of our businesses don't actually use Poisson as a hub, so there was no real reason to build a line straight to Poisson. You are right that it is a bit strange, though. If you've already committed to build 3 lines, why not just add a 4th?
Yeah, that's what Paimon's saying. The Aquabus is so convenient, it's really a huge shame.
Well, it is what it is. You know what my father was like. Even I often struggled to figure out what was going on in his head.
Perhaps the rest of Spina didn't see a point to having a 4th line?
But that would only be the case if he cared about what others thought. My father was always really stubborn. Once he made up his mind, good luck getting him to change it.
Yeah, fair enough.
From what I've heard, the rights of all the other members of the Spina only went as far as giving him advice or suggestions, and no farther. That included my mother, too.
Huh. Well, that explains why you weren't on the greatest of terms with him.
Yeah, because I wouldn't just let him keep getting his way. He was just... not very agreeable.
Boss, the boat's ready. We can head out.
Thank you, Leslie.
All right, then let's head out.
Excuse me. Boat journey?
It'll be a while before we get to
Boat
Poisson.
journey!
Let's keep talking.
Navia, what was your mother like as a person?
We need more little cutscenes like this. Oh, hey, Hollow Mist.
Oh, Paimon's sorry. She totally forgot that you mentioned before that she passed away during childbirth, so you probably don't remember her at all.
That's all right. I've heard many stories about her from the rest of the Spina. They've always said that they were sure we would have gotten along famously. While my papa was stiff like a board, my mother was supposedly super cheerful and funny. Their complementary personalities allowed them to make up for each other's flaws. My father would run the businesses and expand our reach, while my mother would keep the peace and make sure that everyone was happy. Their work made sure that the Spina could grow and thrive.
Sounds like they were not just a well-matched couple, but fantastic business partners as well.
Yeah, but those are just stories and anecdotes after all. It's hard for me to piece together a more complete or intimate picture of her. But sometimes I'd still look at the Clementine line and wonder, would the Spina and Poisson still be what they are today had my mother survived? Silver once said that a name is a kind of inscription, a way to etch a memory into the world. When given a name, a cold, inanimate object can gain a completely new meaning. So, I will always associate the line with her in my heart. Over the past few weeks, I've also begun to appreciate how water can take in and hold our most intense feelings and memories, as well as how one may reflect on their past by watching the sea. I've lost many beloved people and memories to the sea. Even though I cannot stop for them and must continue to keep moving. The fact won't change that they existed in my life and gave me the reason and motivation to move forward.
Do you miss them?
Always. But no matter what, we can't change the past. But I tell myself that I need to keep looking towards the future. Everyone, even my parents, have already overcome so many obstacles. Besides, I'm the president of Spina di Rosula. I've got to keep my chin up.
Got 3 honors for playing AP's Gragas support. Me after the game. What did I do? My teammate, you're fat. Me, lol fair. Average
We
Gragas
reached
player.
the shore. Let's go. I'll show you the new poisson.
The saying for Navia's life would be, those who smile the most, suffer the most inside. I think that perfectly describes. Yeah. How you doing, Hollowed Mist?
Navia, do you think she's doing alright?
She's doing her best. She's always been having to cope with one thing or another.
Okay, Paimon supposes you're right. She's really been through a lot. It couldn't have been easy shouldering so much by herself.
Doing well, had a lot of fun with League's new season. How much better Graga is now with new items. Oh yeah, I saw there were new items in League when I was playing ARAM with my friends. It's definitely interesting, and I do feel like I'm, because of the new items and everything, I kind of felt like I was doing a bit better. Even when I played Casted, who I did terrible
you're
with last
back!
time, but like more recently I did
Traveler and Paimon.
fairly good with.
Welcome back to Poisson.
Oh, hey! Fancy seeing you again, Florent.
How you doing,
Is it your
Florent?
turn to take care of Navia now?
Hey, I can totally take care of myself. For the time being, I'll go around without any attendance.
I bursted Alessandra with WE auto when full build. That is insane. And with Gragas, no less.
We did hand over some of Malus's old responsibilities to Florent, though. It's been really nice to have him around to help out.
Thank you for the compliment, boss. As you see, I've been working closely with the boss on rebuilding Poisson. Mr. Malus was an extremely capable and respected member of the Spina. I've got some really big shoes to fill.
I even made a Yasuo angry because of me comboing them to death. Ah, the average Yasuo player.
All right. There's no need to be so formal. Everyone's practically old friends by now. Were you waiting here for me? Did we manage to make any progress on the statue?
Yeah, we contacted a sculptor about the job, but they can't get started on sourcing a correctly sized block without knowing the design that we want to use first.
You're commissioning a statue?
So basically, we've been meaning to commission a statue of my parents in commemoration of everything they've done for the Spina and the town of Poisson.
Briar players are still scary to go against because of their massive lifesteal. I want to play as Briar. She interests me as a character, and mainly because like the trailer for her, I got like I had the same vibes from like the art style and energy of the movie Nimona for me, and she looks like fun, to be honest.
But since my father was known as callously unfaithful for the longest time, it would have been too controversial to commission a statue of him. But now that his name has been cleared, and the town is also being rebuilt, I thought this would be the perfect chance to actually realize this dream.
Well, that's a good idea.
The funds to build the statue were freely donated by the people of Poisson to show their appreciation for Miss Clementine and Mr. Callus and everything they did.
Shouldn't Navia be featured with them too?
Me? I'm just the newbie president that's running around and causing everyone trouble. Maybe we can have this conversation again in a few decades, once I've done more for the town and the people.
Zed players against Fizz players. Okay, hey, I play as Fizz. Fizz is a fun character. Fizz is a bundle of joy and fun to play as. Yasuo and Yoni players? Crybabies? Yep, they are. Though I think I love playing the most. I love playing Tom Kench. Gragas and I play Braum. Braum's actually he's kind of fun. I didn't like him at first for how little I was dealing damage. I kind of started to accept just being a tank role, and I got I've had a few people comment message me being like, "Thank you for being such a good tank. Thank you for saving me from a fatal hit and a ARAM." I'm like, "Oh hell yeah." I like that. It's nice. Being the Braum player is fun. It's also funny just to block a really powerful hit with my shield.
Hey, there's no need to be so humble. Didn't you just help save the entire country?
Yeah, you did.
I agree wholeheartedly. I also believe that Boss should have a place on the statue.
Hey, if you keep inflating my ego like this, I might just float off into the sky with my parasol. Just kidding. There's no way that I'd accept that kind of compliment at face value. At a minimum, I'd have to match what my father did for the people.
Well, if that's what you think, I think it'll just be a matter of time.
Thanks for the vote of confidence. I just don't think I'm ready yet. Anyway, Florent, now it's up to us to confirm the final design, right?
Mm-hmm. We can ask the sculptor to start looking for a good block once we've decided on the poses for Miss Clementine and Mr. Callus. But we haven't had any real discussions yet on the possible designs. I feel like I should get a few promising designs first, and then send them over to you to review.
There's no need for all that. Let's decide on a design right now. Hey, you! Come over here with me.
Okay. What are you doing?
Modeling a few poses, of course.
Oh!
Here, just pretend to be Callus, and I'll be Clementine.
Okay. Yes!
Didn't you say on the boat that Callus and Clementine sounded like great partners? Well, then there's no one better to fill this role than my most valuable partner.
Hell yes.
Florent, let's grab some reference shots.
You've got it, boss. I'll go get the camera.
Well, what do you think? Got any ideas?
Shouldn't be running the show?
Well, I've actually discussed it a bit with Florent before, but I could never come up with any fresh or original ideas. It's probably because my idea of them is already kind of set in stone. So, I want to pick your brain for a bit and see if you can come up with some new and interesting ideas.
I'm all good here, boss. Feel free to start posing whenever.
Let's try looking out into the distance.
Ah, by that, do you mean as if we were standing on a boat and looking out at the sea? Sure, let's give that a try.
Whoa, you really remind Paimon of a captain and their first mate.
Look over there, my dear Clementine. As you can see, every tree on that island is dripping with mora fruit.
But there's something off with the composition. This pose makes Mr. Callus look too tall next to the lady.
Oh, I see what you mean. Then let's swap.
Well, Paimon is a fan. A statue like this would look fantastic on a boat.
Wait, but we can't do that. Very few people would see the statue if we were to put it on a boat. This statue is meant to be placed in the town.
But then, since we're putting it in the town, the whole point of the pose would be lost.
We can just put part... Okay, you spoil sports.
Oh, okay. We'll try to think of something else.
I feel like this is going to be the right answer, so let's just go for imposing.
Imposing, huh? Oh, I've got it. Let's try this.
Oh, you know, I like this. I love that smug grin on Navia. I just dropped my pencil. I gotta stop doing that. That smug look of just, it's perfect.
This pose! It makes me recall Spina di Rosula's glorious golden age.
But isn't Clementine's pose a bit too bold and heroic? Was she really that kind of person? If we were to stick with this pose, maybe people would wonder if she was actually the real boss behind the scenes.
Well, tabloids did indeed speculate as much back in the day, but the Spina pulled a few strings and made both the report and the journalist disappear.
Oh, Paimon was just kidding! Please don't make Paimon disappear.
Paimon's going bye-bye into the forever box.
What Florent meant was that we asked the journalist to choose a new alias. You're right, though, that this may not accurately represent the image of her in our hearts. Let's try to come up with something else.
Then why don't we strike a happy pose?
A happy pose? You mean something like we were laughing together at a funny joke?
Yeah. Puts you in the forever wobbly... No, not the forever wobbly bowl. That's every bowl. Every bowl is a wobbly bowl.
Would all that be able to come through with just a picture?
Would we even be able to tell what they are supposed to be laughing about?
Paimon, if they look like they're laughing, then they're laughing. It just shows they're happy.
Yeah, and that'd probably be a massive pain to sculpt as well.
It's already a massive pain to sculpt something.
Could one of you try striking a pose like you're talking while the other one laughs? That actually sounds pretty hard to pull off. Forget it, let's try something else.
I like that one. Okay, screw you, Floron.
We tried a bunch of different ideas, but none of them felt right. Paimon's all out of brain juice now, too.
Oh, don't worry. We still got a lot of reference shots out of the session, and each of them can be considered to be a souvenir in their own right. Let's just keep the ideas we tried as backups.
One sitting down while the other stands up. That would be a good one.
Man, if I knew I was going to do a photo shoot with the Traveler, I would have prepared a lot of outfits and props ahead of time. Oh, outfits! Oh, that's the errand I forgot back in the city. Do either of you still remember that girl? The girl I went to see with you two. Her name is Adele.
Oh, Paimon remembers her. She was the one that we met while investigating Mr. Callus's case, right?
Yeah, she was the one that was, just, rolling in the deep. She always believed that her father, Jacques, was a good person.
Yes, that's exactly who I'm talking about. So, after the case, she was finally willing to talk to me, and she told me that she wanted to join the Spina too. I said that it's fine, but young children are not allowed to join the Spina. She will just have to wait a few years, and then we'll welcome her with open arms. Since she's still a child, though, she thought I was just trying to let her down gently. But how could I get her to believe that I meant what I said? In the end, I came up with an idea. I'd have a Spina uniform made and give it to her as a gift. But I got so busy and distracted in the city that I forgot to pick the uniform up. So I did forget something important after all.
Don't worry, boss. I can send someone to pick it up right away.
On the matter of the statue, we should still come up with a few more ideas for the design. I'll have to trouble you to source some for me.
We could have just done that from the start.
Hey, at least this way we got some cool pictures.
Yeah, you're right. They'll have some value as souvenirs at least.
And we're talking.
Navia! Florent, guess who's back?
Coulter.
Huh? But aren't you supposed to...
Oh, well, if it isn't Coulter. Back already from the Fortress of Meripede?
That's right. I finally finished serving my time. Gotta say, turns out I was a lot tougher than I thought. After I got out, I immediately made a beeline back to Poisson. You could say that familiar, briny smell became a primal call, urging me to forget everything else and just come back home. You wouldn't believe how much I've missed Melissa's grilled fish. I dreamed about it every time I had to get a welfare meal down there underneath the sea.
It's good to have you back, Coulter. You look as well as ever.
And this guy is?
Let me introduce you. This is Coulter, another of Spina di Rosula's members. He was found guilty and sentenced to the Fortress of Meripede some time ago.
What charges?
But, looking at it now, it was probably another one of Marcel's plots while he worked at the Confrérie of Cabrières.
Ah, yes, but what were the charges?
Wait, Mr. Marcel? What do you mean? He was involved in some sort of plot?
Have you not heard anything at all about the water from the primordial sea case?
Well, I know that Fontaine got flooded, but then the water levels miraculously receded. I thought that was all there was to it and didn't care to ask for any more details. Do you mean Mr. Marcel was somehow involved with all that?
Looks like we'll have to explain everything from the top. That case, a lot of things have happened in Poisson since then. First things first, let me introduce you to these two. They're my most trusted partners, and they've been with me through thick and thin. Now you could call them Spina di Rosula's VIP helpers.
Pleasure to meet you.
Oh, nice to meet you. I don't recall Navia ever generously complimenting anyone like that before. So you must be pretty amazing to get that from her.
Yeah, we are indeed pretty amazing. But we've been cool since before we even met her.
We just followed Navia's lead.
Humble again
Yep, we're
as
private
always, I
secretaries.
see. Even when I was totally sincere with my praise.
Nice, nice. Spina di Rosula always seems to attract great people.
And you have sharp outfits, too.
Oh, that reminds me. Where are Malus and Silver? Aren't they always by your side?
Oh.
About that.
Coulter, a lot of things happened while you were gone. As you can see, even Poisson isn't quite the same as how it was before you left.
They lost their lives, keeping me safe during the flood.
What did you say? This isn't some kind of morbid welcome home prank, right? You're just scaring me on purpose because I don't know anything about what's happened.
I'm sorry, but it's the truth. They weren't the only people we lost either. Many others, including Melissa, also lost their lives in the disaster.
Malus and Melissa, dead. They're just gone? Loose. I was planning to give him a surprise gift once I ran into him again in town. I can't believe it.
Hey, keep it together.
Malus and Coulter were friends for many years, and even served on many missions together during the early days of the Spina. I can understand how he feels.
Let's sit down somewhere, so I can tell you everything that has happened while you were gone. Fair warning, there was a lot.
Okay.
A man out of time. Navia explains everything that has happened recently to Coulter.
All of this. It's unbelievable. I can't believe that those stories were real. It all really happened. Has the world gone mad?
Had I not personally experienced all those events, I would also have found them very difficult to accept.
I think you and I both feel the same way about the profound tragedy of Malus's loss. And the sheer depravity of Marcel's actions.
I thought Mr. Marcel would always stand by the Spina. Everything he had, the Spina gave to him. It's unconscionable to have received all that, and yet still plot to kidnap and dissolve you for his insane research.
The good news is that the Confrérie of Cabriere is no more. Gone with them too is the entire synth manufacturing and distribution network.
Yep.
We finally closed the curtain on that long struggle.
Are you sure? But if Marcel wanted to rebel against us, he probably sent word in secret to Romeu.
Rome
Romeu?
Not a name I've heard before either.
Florent should remember him. You see, there was once a major internal dispute regarding funding the construction of the Aquabus lines. Romeu was the leader of the faction that thought such a vast sum of mora would be better spent improving the town of Poisson. But Mr. Callis believed that an opportunity to collaborate with the Court of Fontaine and the Fontaine Research Institute was hard to come by, and would allow us to build many valuable relationships. Not only would the Aquabus be a good business investment, it would also boost our reputation among the general populace, eventually paying us massive dividends down the line. But the two couldn't come to an agreement. Romeu ended up taking a lot of people with him when he left Spino di Rosula altogether, and the split was on extremely bad terms.
Ugh. And with Papa's stubbornness, I can definitely imagine how it must have gone down.
And of course, when he was suffering the slings and arrows of outrageous injustice, those relationships that he spent a fortune to build didn't help in the least.
Yeah, you could say it was the price he paid for sticking to his beliefs.
That couldn't have been the first time a dispute like that happened, right?
Oh, that's a good point. If Callis was really as stubborn as you say, then wouldn't he have argued with the rank and file all the time?
Oh yeah, it eventually became a thing that just happened on every day that ended with Y. But Navia, boss, you might not know this, but he wasn't always like that. He used to be a lot better with taking counsel. With him listening to our advice, and Ms. Clementine also frequently on our side, it was pretty smooth sailing for a good many years. But on the matter of the Aquabus, even Ms. Clementine completely stood by Mr. Callis' side.
I never knew. But from my perspective, Romeu's position had a lot going for it. Couldn't they have sat down and talked it out?
I think the Aquabus was just the straw that broke the camel's back. On that topic, they eventually came to a rather radical conclusion.
How radical?
They believed that Miss Clementine lost her ability to serve as an
Sorry.
impartial mediator when she became pregnant with Callus's child.
So, they thought she had betrayed them? But that doesn't make any sense. Before she was their mediator, my mother was also her own person, and a member of the Spina. She should have the right to take any side she wished.
Yeah, but to them, even taking a side was betrayal enough. They felt like their voices could no longer be heard once their sole mediator had gone over to the other side. Of course, Miss Clementine then passed away, and Mr. Callus began to regard the completion of the Aquabus project as her final wish. With that, the last hope of reconciliation was gone.
So that's what happened.
From that point on, Romeu and his people cut ties with the Spina, and never gave us any kind of professional or personal courtesy ever again. Perhaps they've regarded us as enemies ever since they left. But even so, there is still no proof that they ever acted in concert with Marcel.
I've also heard that they aren't in a good financial position, so they've been lying low for a while. But as long as they exist, they'll continue to be a threat.
Well, looks like we have to deal with them now.
I think Coulter's got a point. Both Marcel and Romeu had my father in their sights for a very long time. Even though Marcel's faction has been dissolved, we still don't know anything about Romeu's whereabouts. If they're still trying to get revenge on us, with how distracted and vulnerable we are, now would be the best time.
Good thinking, boss. We should keep an eye on them at all times. I'll let my men know right away.
Thank you for that, Florent. And Coulter, thank you for telling me about this as well.
Don't worry, it's nothing. Do you have a moment right now? How about we go out for a walk? I've heard so many incredulous things today. I'm finding it a bit hard to calm down even now. I mean, to think that I'll just never see them again.
In that case, why don't we go back to the court? I can pick up Adele's uniform while we're there as well. It'll save Laurent's guys a trip. Want to come with me again, you two? You don't mind, do you, Coulter?
Of course. That's fine by me.
Then let's go! Paimon feels like a lot's hinging on this visit.
Yeah, if we want to see Adele cheer up.
We really are the best of partners. Come on, let's go.
Man, I can feel a fire burning in my heart. Ready to see Adele, get her, complimentary, Spina de Rosula uniform.
Are we not taking the boat this time?
It's nice to walk from time to time, isn't it? Think of it as something like a hiking trip. Once we're there, we can stay a few days before we return.
Sounds good. I haven't walked this road in a long time.
Oh, we're taking the road. Well, let's get in theme. Let's get on the road.
Hold that pose!
Water jet!
Now disappear!
The dog's like running in circles. Okay. So, here we are. A nice patch of grass. And there... Is that a Sealy in the distance? Or is that seagrass?
Well, we've walked far enough for now. Let's take a break. Since we're out for a walk, we shouldn't stress too much about the destination.
I've grown old, so I'm not as fit as before. It's a good thing that at least my work down in the fortress was quite the workout.
Well, Paimon thinks you're doing great. We didn't have to slow down for you at all.
Back in the days before the aquabus lines were built, we often had to hike north with our goods, then catch a boat to the court. Malus and I must have traveled this way hundreds of times. When we were tired, we would lay down for a while on the grass, and when we were hungry, we'd catch a fish or two. The Spina was still on the rise back then. Mr. Callis was generous, and everyone had the chance to strike it rich. So, of course, we all worked really hard. And now, in the blink of an eye, the aquabus lines have been built, and this road has fallen into disuse.
Sorry there. My nose getting stuffy. I had to open up a box of tissues. Coulter, I know this is like emotional. Sorry, I need to open this pack of tissues. Forgive me. Pardon. Anyways, I don't really think that's a bad thing, though.
Oh, I know. I was just being a little nostalgic.
Then let's stay here a bit longer. Anyone want snacks?
Certainly.
Oh, is this another chance to try some of Navia's macarons? Paimon's been
Macaron?
dreaming of them.
Croissant is out of style. Macron is now in. I want Macron.
Yep, I figured you wouldn't say no to a few more.
Give me some Macron, please.
Oh, wait. Let me check if I have all the ingredients. Malus and Silver used to take care of tasks like this.
I have a lot of milk and eggs on hand.
Okay. The stove's looking good. And as for the ingredients...
Le poisson, hi hi hon hon hon.
Seems like we're all out of flour and sugar. The two most important ingredients of all.
I have a ton of those on hand.
Oh, would you? Oh, but it would be too much to ask you to go on a trip just for those.
I can just put down a stove and make some.
We should contribute to making the macarons too. Don't worry, we cook out in the wild all the time, so he should have some stuff on hand.
Oh, that's great. Then I'll leave the ingredient gathering to you. As long as we have some sweet flours and wheat, I can start the baking.
Then I'll go look for some boxes nearby for a makeshift table and chairs.
Great. Then I'll prep the stove. Let's get to work, everyone. Ah, how did it go? Did you find the ingredients?
I have all the ingredients on hand at all times, in case of cooking emergencies.
You've all done your part. Just leave the rest to me.
Usual good stuff.
Whoa, these macarons look and taste magnificent! Your cooking is as good as ever, Navia.
Boss's baking skills have always been famous. Everyone in the Spina knows how exceptionally talented she is.
Oh, it's just a hobby. There's no need to praise me for it like that.
Have you two seriously never considered joining us? You're so close to the boss, and she obviously trusts you with all her heart, so...
You really want to poach me from the Adventurers Guild, huh?
Was it that obvious? I just thought you would be a great fit, that's all.
Pockets are overflowing with ingredients. Well done your part. Thanks to you, Traveler. Yeah, sure. Pockets are overflowing with ingredients likely past their expiration date. Hey, in my pockets, nothing ever expires.
You just happened to walk in on our little reunion. It's actually been quite a while since we last spent time together.
Yep.
Adventurers never stay in one place for long. The name of Spina di Rosula would just tie them down. Besides, after everything we've been through together, I'm sure our hearts would remain intertwined even if we found ourselves on opposite sides of the world.
Yeah, Navia's right.
Even if Paimon was far beyond the horizon, she'd still remember the delicious taste of Navia's macaron.
I understand now. Then I am very lucky indeed to have been graced with the chance to meet the two of you. I will endeavor to make the most of this short yet fortuitous encounter, and enjoy every moment we spend together.
We've got no wine with us, but let's still toast with water, in celebration of this moment.
Eh? I thought I heard something just now. Was it some small critter?
Cheers! Hey, what are you doing? Quick, join in on the toast!
Cheers!
May your travels go smoothly, may the Spina continue to grow, and may our friendship last until the end of time. All set? Let's move out then.
Yeah, real
I
fast.
asked some old
Oop.
acquaintances in town to make Adele's uniform, so we should be able to pick it up right away.
I hope there's no one in that bush right there. You know what? Just to make sure.
Step right up.
Yeah, there's no one in there. Ah, instead of lost and found, lost and inherited.
Shia! Da!
Hey there, Ludovine. How's business lately?
Ludovine, that's a cool name.
The Demoiselle of Spina de Rosula. I must say, your generous patronage is the one thing keeping me from going bankrupt.
Nonsense. We all know what a talented businesswoman you are. No, and don't forget, she's the boss now.
My mistake, my mistake. I just got so used to calling her Demoiselle. Are you here for the uniform?
Yep. I forgot to drop by earlier when I was running errands around here.
I didn't expect Demoiselle to come and pick it up in person. It's just a uniform after all. Any of your folks could have come instead.
But it's a special uniform.
Navia's always liked to take even small things seriously.
Hey, that's not the only reason I'm here. We mostly just needed a walk to clear our heads. There are few things more uplifting than taking the first step on a new journey.
Boss has got a point. Going on a trip with friends is always better than staying cooped up at home.
Very well. Please, wait here while I retrieve the uniform for you.
Can someone remind Paimon again why Adele wants to join the Spina?
She hasn't given me any concrete reasons. All she says is that she really looks up to me. After we cleared her father's name, she became a lot more cheerful and outgoing. It's probably because she now knows for sure that her father was never a bad person. She said she used to be terrified of Papa, So, as a result, she found all the rest of the Spina super scary as well. But the Spina is very different now. She mustered up the courage to talk to me, and felt like I could really understand her.
The two of you must have, the two of you contended with similar circumstances.
Yeah, you could say that. By uncovering the truth about the case, I was able to give her closure at the same time. She said that she wanted to become someone like me. Someone who could lend a hand to others, instead of standing still and waiting for others to help her.
From the sound of it, she'll be a wonderful addition to the Spina.
I think so too. But for now, let's focus on giving her a great atmosphere to grow and thrive. She can commit to us once she's older, and can really make that decision for herself.
So I wasn't just hearing things.
Is something up, Traveler?
Someone's tailing us.
Huh? Tailing? Oh, Paimon's coming.
I'll go check it out too. Coulter, please hold on to this for me.
All right.
Paimon saw them too. They headed up.
Oi!
Stop right there!
Go!
We gotcha. Not the one we're after, but someone we can interrogate. Floor plan 3.
We knew you were going to be difficult!
Seems like if we want them to talk, we're gonna need to teach them a lesson first.
Brothers, there's no need to skulk in the dark anymore. Let's take them out!
After you, Navia.
Coming at ya! Hey there! Fire! Well, with rocks. Watch out! Now, talk. Who are you? And why were you tailing us?
Don't think we'll let you off easy if you keep silent.
Yeah, recognize your situation here, and don't entertain any fantasies of escape. How do I feel after getting to play Navia? I played her trial. I already love like her playstyle, but it is fun to play. It was fun to just beat a bunch of cronies just now.
How did it go, boss? Are any of you hurt?
I mean, the story after what you said. Oh yeah. Compared to what I said earlier, yeah. So I am happy we get to play her in the story instead of just like, oh, we're just watching from the side.
If you thought they stood any chance against us, you were sorely mistaken. Anyway, stop playing tough and start talking. There won't be any room for negotiation once the Maison Gardiennage gets involved.
Wait, we're looking to get vengeance on Spina di Rosula.
And how's that working out for you, buddy?
We were discovered and can't beat you in a fight. We admit it. We lost.
Sorry, just my mic.
Get revenge? Wait, you're not Romeu's followers, are you?
You actually know that name? But if you do, then surely you should understand why we hate you so much.
I would advise you calm down. Navia beat you up. I won't hold back.
Indeed. You haven't got the faintest hope of winning right now.
I have fought with gods.
We were out drinking when we saw Navia. We got so angry we decided to follow you guys and look for an opportunity to really mess up your day.
All you've done is give me a little warm-up.
Too bad you guys messed up ours first.
You're lying.
Huh?
There's way more to this.
You're pretty sharp. But so what? We didn't do anything. And now it should be pretty obvious that we can't do anything to you anyway. Seeing you like that just really ticked us off. And we let the drink go to our heads.
Listen, Callus is long dead. No matter what happened in the past, I want to be able to start things anew. I am the current president of Spina di Rosula. If your boss wants to talk with me, I'd be happy to meet with him. I won't press charges for your attack. That should also help demonstrate my sincerity.
I understand. Thank you. I'll let our boss know.
But if you so much as think about pulling something like this again, I won't be so lenient next time. Understood?
All right. We get it. Come on, let's go.
Are you sure it's okay to just let them go like that, Navia?
I don't want to inherit my father's grudges, too. Moreover, when it comes to the Aquabus, I don't think what my father did was entirely correct either. If the other side is willing to talk, I'm happy to open the door for a reconciliation. Opportunities for new beginnings are all around us.
I support Boss's decision as well. The concept of an eye for an eye is a primitive practice that has no place in today's Spina di Rosula.
Yes. Plus, we already know that they're strapped for cash. If their financial situation is that dire, they don't have what it takes to challenge us. So this may be the best time to talk. I still think we should keep an eye out for Romeo's folks, though. If he decides to ignore the warning I gave his men, then we could still have a fight on our hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys definitely didn't look like big fans of yours.
I'd rather things not go that far, since, though we haven't talked to each other for years, once upon a time we were all a part of the Spina di Rosula family.
Yep, that's how I feel as well. Anyway, now that we've sent them packing, we don't have to worry about those guys anymore. It's getting late already. So why don't we stay the night in the Fleuve Cendre? We can head back to Poisson tomorrow. I'll also ask someone to write Florent a letter and inform him of everything that happened here today, so he can increase security around Poisson and be on guard against any suspicious individuals.
Do we have to stay in the Fleuve Cendre again? Even the pillows there smell like seaweed.
Sorry, that's just what happens when you live near water and don't get much sunlight. Poisson's pretty much the same though, so I've long since gotten used to it. We can still go out in the evening for some grilled fish and drinks, though. Bet you there'll be people singing sea shanties, too. How does that sound?
Sounds lovely.
Huh. That does sound pretty cool. Okay, Paimon's on board now. Let's go. Paimon wants to sing too.
Give me a nice hard cider, some fish and chips, and I will be singing John Paul Jones, the pirate, all night. Still one of my favorite sea shanties.
Coming back here really does feel like this place is starting to grow on Paimon. If you think about it, it would be kind of weird if the Spina's base at the court was some super luxurious building like the Palais Mermonia.
Totally. Right on the money, Paimon. Although, of course, with the continued growth of the Spina, Papa wanted Poisson to eventually grow into a metropolis, not unlike the court. He was a very ambitious man, who rarely looked behind or beneath him. For better or worse, that always made him stand out from the crowd.
And that's also why people hated him just as much as they loved him.
All right. Why don't you go wait for me at the restaurant? I'll go do some prep and I'll get someone to tidy up your room while I'm at it. You can use the same room as last time. You still remember the room number, yeah?
Yes.
Yep. Kinda hard to forget when there are only so many rooms here after all.
Oh, did I just hear someone taking a dig at Fleuve Cendre? I'll tell my guys to stuff your pillows full of actual seaweed right now.
Oh, Paimon, sorry! Please have mercy, Navia. If you do that, then Paimon really won't be able to sleep
I was just kidding. Be on your way now.
I wanted to sit on the stool.
Guess I'm finally on the right path.
Enjoy a fantastic meal as well as a wonderful performance. Alright, you hear a knock at the door.
Hello? Are you asleep yet?
Navia?
Oh, no, not at all. I just figured that since we don't get to enjoy nights like these very often, we should try to enjoy it to the fullest. Wanna go fishing? I've got some rods and lures ready.
Oh, so that's the prep you were talking about. Sure, we'll come.
I haven't gone fishing in a long while.
Hopefully I didn't wake you or anything.
Well, since the invitation is coming from you.
I knew it. You really are my best partner. Okay, let's go. To the fishing spot.
Ah! We'll go out here. Actually, it's closer here. Okay, we got some big mechanical fishing rods.
How can you call this fishing when you're using a fully automatic rod?
Yeah.
What's the problem? Lots of people in Poisson use rods like these.
But shouldn't fishing be all about, you know, attentively watching the float and then excitedly reeling in the catch when you finally hook something?
Well, that's one way to enjoy fishing. What do you think, Traveler?
I like Paimon's method. Manual all the way.
Then let's try regular rods next time. We can have a real fishing competition.
Honestly, Paimon's mainly shocked at how much energy you still have at this hour. Usually by this time of night, it's a struggle for Paimon to even keep her eyes open.
Huh. It might just be something that runs in my family.
Probably.
That's a thing?
That or it could be she ingests a lot of caffeine. How much coffee do you drink, Navia?
I'm sure you'd get even sleepier if I delved more deeply into it. Anyway, I was just thinking about how grateful I am to my mother, as well as the rest of the Spina.
Your mother?
My father always had a lot of unrealistic expectations for me. But the more that he tried to get me to become like him, the less I wanted to listen to what he had to say. My mother never had those kinds of expectations, though. I've heard that she had only one wish for me, which was that I would have a happy and secure childhood. All the members of the Spina greatly respected her wish, so no matter what I did as a child, they were happy to humor me. Can you imagine? Whenever my father wanted to scold me for something I'd done, everyone would form up into 2 rows and just stand silently and listen to him rant. Malouse and Silver were always there too.
God damn.
No matter what Papa yelled, nobody else would say a word. Eventually, Papa must have recognized scolding me over trivial matters was pointless, because he eventually stopped getting on my case so often.
Paimon would have never guessed.
Yeah. Looking back on it now as an adult, I can hardly believe how patient and kind everyone was. When I was young, I often thought that I could do whatever I wanted, because there'd always be someone there to clean up after me. But once, I saw Malus come back wounded. He wouldn't tell me how he'd been injured, but I could tell it had something to do with me. I learned then that there's always a cost to making a mistake. The more you care about those around you, the more you should care about doing the right thing to the best of your abilities. Because if you do falter, there'll inevitably come a time when you'll have to face the consequences. And when that time comes, those most precious to you really will throw themselves in front of you and pay the price for your mistakes.
It must still be really hard for you.
Sorry. I shouldn't have brought that up. I wasn't planning to talk about sad things tonight. Basically, I was just saying that the nurturing atmosphere of the Spina must have been my mother's legacy, rather than my father's. And if that's the only way that I can continue to feel her love, then I'd like to pass that warmth on.
Is that why you let those guys go today?
Mm-hmm. Although, maybe there's a part of not wanting to repeat the mistakes of the past. I want to be reasonable, at least. Hey, look! I think you've got something on the line!
How do I activate the automation?
But why isn't the rod automatically reeling it in?
Oh, there must be something wrong with how I installed the mechanism. It was my first time putting one of those rods together. We can't let it get away. Come on, you two. Let's catch it.
You want Paimon to help too?
Get him! After some time, you finally manage to reel in the prize catch together. For the rest of the night, your rod continues to rack up catch after catch, while for some reason, Navia can't seem to hook a single fish. Navia is quite upset about her bad luck, but it's only when you begin to head back that Paimon discovers the real reason to the mystery of why she didn't get a single bite.
You didn't attach a hook to your line?
What? Navia!
Stop wasting time! The boss ain't gonna wait all day!
Navia! When the saying that goes hook, line, and sinker, that means you need a hook, a line, and a sinker for the fishing rod. How do you expect to catch fish? They're going to tie themselves up in the string?
We'll go ahead with the operation tomorrow. Do with that information as you wish.
Wait, Coulter?
Well, your rod was missing a part too, so I guess that makes it fair.
Does not make it fair at all. You didn't have a hook.
Well, if we're just talking about the number of missing parts, sure. Oh, never mind. Paimon really can't keep her eyes open anymore.
All right, go to bed. I had a great time today.
See you tomorrow, Navia.
Mm-hmm. See you tomorrow. So how was last night? Did you get a good night's sleep?
Yep.
Paimon dreamt that she danced with the sea stars, so you could say it was stellar. Get it?
Yes, Paimon, we got it.
Huh.
Damn, Paimon. You got the whole Spina de Rosula laughing. And just where did you get that from?
I didn't know you had such a great sense of humor.
See? This guy gets it!
Anyway, let's head out. I'll arrange for a boat to take us back to Poisson. I'm sure Adele will be happy to see you two again.
Paimon hopes she'll really appreciate your gift.
I hope so too.
Hey, we got a fishing rod now. Look! There's Adele! Hello from the other side. Alright, let's get over there.
Adele, we're back! We brought you a gift from the court, too.
Whoa! Thank you so much, boss!
Don't call her boss, okay, Adele? Just Miss Navia would be fine.
Oh, it's all right. I don't mind. Besides the gift, I've also got another surprise. Guess who's here?
It's been a while!
Hello again.
Oh, it's you two. It has been a while indeed. Thank you so much for your help on Jacques' case. I've heard that you also helped save all of Fontaine. You're truly just like the great heroes of legend.
You're really amazing! And if Miss Navia's your friend, then she must be super amazing too! What's in this thing? Can I look?
Of course. Go ahead.
Ta-da!
Oh, it's a Spina di Rosula uniform! Is it for me? But isn't it a bit big?
Well, it's a gift for future you. When you first told me that you were interested in joining the Spina, I was overjoyed. But it's the Spina's responsibility to protect everyone as well. Being a member means becoming involved in all kinds of dangerous situations. And since you're still young, I don't want your mom to have to worry about your safety. So I turned you down then by telling you that you'll have to wait until you're older. But this uniform is a promise that you can join us once you're old enough to wear it.
Oh, so that's it! Well, thank you so much, Miss Navia. I'll work hard and grow up as fast as I can.
But you can't really grow up faster by working hard. You've got to be patient.
Everyone, I'm really grateful that you remembered my daughter's wish and took it seriously. Thanks to the protection of the Spina, even though her father's no longer with us, we've still felt plenty of warmth and security.
Oh, it's the least we could do. As long as you live in Poisson, even if you're not an official member, you're still part of the family.
Boss!
Huh? Is something up, Florent?
You cut off the music. What's wrong?
I've got something urgent to report. Romeo and his folks have gathered outside Poisson and even shipped in a huge pile of explosives.
They fucking what?
What? Explosives? What do they want?
It seems like they've been planning this for some time. We started investigating as soon as we received your letter yesterday. But Romeo and his folks must have gotten wind as well, because they abandoned their former posts before we could even check on them. We investigated their tracks and found out that they're after Poisson.
They have smartened up since we caught them red-handed at the court?
No, it's too... That's...
Seems like they've got no interest in sitting down and talking at all. We should have gone straight to the Maison Gardiennage.
Sorry, I underestimated the situation. Well, too late now, I suppose. Florent, where are they keeping their explosives?
On the hill to the east of Poisson, near the Clementine line.
Wait. Does that mean that...
They want to blow up the Clementine line?
Oh.
Certainly sounds like it.
Romeo and his followers hate the Spina and everything to do with Callus. And the Aquabus was the source of their contention. If they manage to blow up the Aquabus line, all that rubble will come crashing down the hill and straight into Poisson.
Are they insane? There's tons of innocent people in Poisson!
We have to stop them.
Yeah. If they've been planning this for ages, they're definitely not going to let this opportunity slip by. We have to issue an evacuation order to the townspeople and get them as far away from the entrance as possible. That should save them from the worst of it.
Let's get everyone onto our ship. That should be the safest place.
My dear partner, can I leave the Clementine line to you? If the explosives do go off, not only would the people of Poisson be in danger, any aquabuses using the line would plummet to the ground. Let's stop their insanity first, then settle the score with them.
Got it.
Leave it to us, Navia. Please stay safe, too.
I know I've been coughing a bit tonight, but, like, I hope there is, like, a bit of a clear
Let's go,
difference.
you two. We've got to act fast. Miss Coralie, please take Adele to the ship.
Watch out, boss! What do you think you're doing, Coulter?
I thought all the annoying little hindrances had left, but I still couldn't get rid of you.
Well, shit.
You mean this was all a trick? So that you'd be left alone with me? Coulter, are you with Romeo too? Oh. I get it now. You knew about their plans all along. You only told us they were doing badly so that we'd drop our guard.
Not quite. Though I share their positions on some issues, I've never cared for his more radical ideas. And that's because, out of the entire Spina di Rosula, I only hate you. Only you, Navia.
You better stick close to me.
Romeo promised me that he would leave Poisson alone if I could just take you out. But it was like you were glued at the hip to that pesky traveler. You never gave me a chance to make my move. Romeo has lost his patience. I didn't have to be here today, you know. But I swore that I'd kill you, even if it meant being buried with you in the rubble.
Why?
Only someone as clueless about the past as you would ask such a foolish question. You never saw the heyday of Spina di Rosula, nor did you ever live through the golden age of Poisson. But I saw it all with my own eyes, and then I had to watch it all die, little by little. And it was all because of you, Navia. Clementine died because of you. Callus died because of you. Malus and Silver died because of you. And so many more dead. Everyone dead, all because of you.
So the shock and grief you showed us before, that was in Act 2?
Now you're catching on. I heard Malus was dead the moment I got out. Did you know? Down there in that blasted fortress, I spent a long time thinking about what happened and resolving to apologize to Malus as soon as I got out. Back then, because of that aquabus, we had a huge fallout. I was convinced that all he cared about was loyalty, and that he had completely lost his capacity for critical thinking. The years passed by in a blur after that. I thought I had finally begun to understand him, and that he could help me relive the good old days again. But then he died, and it was because of you again, Navia. It's always because of you. I once loved the Spina and Poisson more than anyone else. But what is left now of either besides death and ruin? You've single-handedly destroyed everything that was beautiful. Everything I've ever loved.
Don't listen to him, boss! He's just spouting nonsense!
Have you ever considered that maybe the people around you don't actually care about you at all? Have you ever considered that maybe you only get respect because you're Callus and Clementine's child? That you've never done anything worthy? That you're just a big nothing? Have you ever considered that maybe people don't stay in Poisson because of you, but only because they have such beautiful memories of the past before you came?
Because if you do falter, there'll inevitably come a time when you'll have to face the consequences. And when that time comes, those most precious to you really will throw themselves in front of you and pay the price for your mistakes. Yeah, looking back on it now as an adult, I can hardly believe how patient and kind everyone was. But is that really why they support me? Is their kindness real?
Shut your mouth! I, for one, really like Miss Navia, and my mom loves her too! I don't know how to explain it, but I like her, and that's that!
I'm sure Mr. Malus would be extremely disappointed in you right now. You've somehow managed to pin the blame for every mistake and tragedy in our history on the boss herself.
Get out of the way, Florent. I don't want to hurt you.
You're gonna have to. Boss, there's no time for this. Stop hesitating and get out of here before you get buried.
Maybe you think you're being the realist by painting the history of the Spina and Poisson like this. But the love that I felt from everyone was just as real. I felt it. They've helped me get to where I am. And even now, I will continue to believe in that love. So let me show you just how much I love the Spina di Rosula.
Umbrella warfare, I guess! Ha-ha! Ha-ha! Hey there! Fire! Well, with rocks. Coming at ya! Attack! That's the way. Coming at
Hey, Das, how you doing?
Laurent, I'll leave the town to you. Summon the other members and help with the evacuation of the townspeople.
Doing good? Alright, that's good to hear, man. Yeah, currently we're doing the Navia story quest right now, and it just got real good.
If you find any of Coulter's accomplices, subdue them quickly, and don't give them the chance to harm any ordinary civilians. I can't allow my partner to face the danger on the Clementine line alone.
Got it, boss. I'm on it. Are you okay, Navia?
I don't know, but I have to go.
A short while earlier, you and Paimon dashed to the entrance of Poisson.
Let's hurry up there! We have to protect the Clementine line!
Yes.
If they're gonna blow up the waterway, they must have planted the explosives next to the support pillars.
Well, obviously.
Wipe out!
Hard-hitting it, and voila!
Mind the side effects.
A round of applause.
Oh, get there as fast as possible. There's a time limit. Okay, no time for playing around then.
Step right up.
we must be heading in the right direction.
Oh, those are fancy looking explosives. Let's introduce the welcome party.
Let's get this show on the road. Now disappear. Shoot bomb! Bombs away! Go! Step right up.
These must be the explosives, right? And this is the control mechanism. How can we disable it?
Hit it with a stick.
Oh, Paimon's too scared to touch any of this stuff.
Hey, what's this?
Huh? There's a strangely shaped hole here. What is it for?
Could it be some kind of keyhole?
Oh, that certainly sounds possible. Maybe one of the people we just beat up has the key. Okay, you take this side, Paimon will take the other. Let's see what we can find.
Right. You have a key on you? No. I'll take your money. You have a key on you? Oh.
Let me turn this guy over. Ugh, he's super heavy. He could probably eat a whole Paimon just for breakfast.
I wouldn't say you're a vector. Yeah, you're probably a breakfast meal. Radish. Interesting.
Oh, you found it! That's amazing!
Operate.
That should do it, right?
Ah.
Navia and Florent should be able to relax now.
I saw a video saying that Farina can fix Aloy because Farina Pokemon can activate the Oh, that's actually really cool. Hell yeah. Okay, so now Aloy has some more potential use to her. That's actually pretty cool to hear. Should still check out the perimeter just in case.
Oh, you're right. They could have set explosives elsewhere, too. Let's go.
Ah, beans. Oh.
They're gonna bury Poisson!
Great work, partner. Just leave the rest to me.
Watch out, Navia! You can't block them all!
Block? I'm doing this the Spina way.
Having alerted members of the Maison Guard Nav and such.
I heard from Thierry that even they're your enemies now. They were once a part of Spina di Risula. Do you plan to settle this privately with them?
That was such a cool cinematic. Also, once again, Traveler showing, oh, I should stop holding back, casually launches himself from a tree onto a cliff, then running up a hill, switches elements in a flash, and just uses Geo, which I keep spouting as one of the best Traveler elements in my opinion. Excuse me.
I have nothing more to say to them. Regardless of whether their hatred and anger towards me or the Spina was justified, anyone who's willing to endanger innocent civilians is no longer sane enough to even be worth trying to talk to.
Yep.
Please prosecute them in accordance to the law. Spina di Rosula will not raise any objections.
Sounds good. We're very appreciative of your help. Without it, the consequences would have been far worse. All right, this operation is a wrap. Take him away.
We won, Navia! We saved everyone! And you were so cool!
Yeah. Luckily, we were just in time.
You look a little pale.
It's probably because I expended too much elemental energy at once. I'll be fine. Don't worry about me.
But you usually glow up whenever other people compliment you. Paimon's not used to seeing you like this.
Boss, we managed to catch all the infiltrators in the town. The Maison Gardiennage is taking them away as well. Seems like Romeo really went all in on this mission. If he sent literally everyone he had, though, that also means we've caught them all too. We won't have to worry about them from now on.
Got it. That's good at least. Coulter, I can understand how you feel. The things that we lost, they're forever beyond our grasp now. And that makes them appear even more precious. I am not callous, and I will also never become him. The Spina and the Poisson that you loved are both gone. But I will not change how I feel about our future. I still believe that this is a great opportunity to start anew. I will spend more of what the Spina earns on the betterment of Poisson. What's more, I'd also like to propose some changes to the Aquabus routes, so that one day, the people of Poisson will enjoy the boons it brings as well.
I know what you're trying to say. Mr. Callus would never have said anything like that. There are too many things in life that are just beyond our control. In that, we are the same.
Sorry about that. Had to gargle some water right there.
Henceforth, you are no longer a member of Spina di Rosula, but once you're discharged from the fortress again, you're welcome to pay another visit to Poisson.
Thank you, Navia.
As I thought. Boss really is a kind and gentle person.
She is also, I must say, a truly unlucky person. Thank you for protecting the Clementine line.
No problem.
I was actually really scared, you know. I mean, even the Callus line won't be getting rebuilt anytime soon. If I'd lost the Clementine line too, I wouldn't know how to live with myself. A name is a way to etch a memory onto the world. Losing the line that bears her name, that I can see every day, would be like losing my mother all over again. Seeing it still standing there, tall and proud, it makes me really happy.
What happened while we were gone? Honestly, you look more upset than tired or anything.
Just give her some time.
It's okay. Everything's fine now.
Thank you so much. Can you give me a hand? I really don't have much strength left. Traveler, I want to ask you something. And please, tell me the truth. Do you really see me as your partner?
Of course.
Every step of the way.
That's good then. Hearing that, it brings me more relief than I can say.
How do you feel, Navia? Any better after taking a break?
I feel quite a bit better. But I should probably still rest for a few more days. Sorry, partner. I said some weird things earlier. Feel free to just ignore me.
A little weird, yeah, but not because I've never seen you doubt yourself before.
I used to think that I'd never doubt myself. But you could say I've discovered that I'm not as strong as I thought I was.
That just means you can get even stronger.
Coulter mentioned my parents, as well as Malus and Silver. It's all thanks to them that I've made it this far in life. Do you think they ever regretted the choices they made? Has my existence made this world a better place?
Don't think like that, Navia. You've already done more than enough. No matter what others think, we'll always support you to the end of the world.
Well, since it's ended up like this, I suppose it's time for me to make a confession as well. There's something that I've been keeping from you as well, boss. Please, follow me. Everything is already prepared.
Florent, I hope you can understand that I can't deal with any more shocking revelations right now.
Don't worry. This surprise will be a pleasant one.
Yes, it did just take a long way around this. Oh, it's down below. I'm silly. Oh, I'm silly. Navia birth description is funny. What's her description? The Spina de Rosula salute is a preemptive celebration of the successful conclusion of our negotiations and is fired just before talks begin. Don't misunderstand. It isn't in any way, shape, or form some kind of threat. Certainly. It's just a expression of joy. Oh damn, I need more of this. I'll get it to the 4. Well, well, well. What do we got here? A little, surprise. Waiting for us to get to the ship. Aims Navia's cannon at the booth. Fire. It shoots out a water bottle. Well, thank you for the hydrate.
I need to find something to
Why is everyone gathered here? And what's this?
Have you seen Mashal, Muscle, and Magic? I've never heard of that. What is that, Daz?
This was supposed to be a gift to you from everyone in the town. We were originally planning to show it to you once it was finished.
It's a funny anime. I'll look it up and might give it a watch.
But special times call for special measures. I've never seen you look so defeated before. So I've decided to show you the designs before the final product was done.
Do I really look that bad?
Well, if you're ready, I'll unveil the present.
This is... Papa, Mother, and me.
That is so sweet.
We designed the look for Miss Clementine based on old camera records, as well as personal recollections from members of the Spina.
Wow! This is the statue you mentioned before?
It is indeed. To be honest, we decided on the design a long time ago, and gave the sculptor permission to begin working. We only asked Boss to decide on a design so she wouldn't realize we had already started.
Clever.
How could we only have statues of Mr. Callis and Mrs. Clementine?
Even though Boss is still young, we've all seen the work she's put in regarding the whole synth business and the rebuilding of Poisson.
We wanted to commemorate her contributions with a statue as well.
I don't know what Spina di Rosula was like in the past, but I know it's a great organization now.
With Navia around, we're not worried about this place's future.
We're gathered here today to tell our boss that we support you and believe in you wholeheartedly. I believe everyone is here for you, not the glory days.
That's what we believe as well.
I will always believe in the bond between us.
Thank you so much, everyone. Then I'll be brave and just accept everyone's support for what it is. This really is quite the surprise. I never thought that I'd have the chance to stand next to my mother. Not even in my wildest dreams.
What a nice end. Cat.
It seems like I started to question myself a bit too much. I'll pick myself up again and become a more reliable president for all of you.
That's something I need to hear.
Looking back on it, I'm honestly embarrassed by how I acted earlier.
About a gift from the townspeople.
I'm sure everyone longs for that one thing in life that seems trivial to others, but they themselves can never obtain. To me, that would be a family portrait. I've always been super jealous of other people's family photos. I've never thought I'd receive a family portrait of my own. Especially not like this. It seems like I'm not such an unlucky person after all. It seems like I started to question my... Looking back on it,
About
I'm
Clementine.
honestly embarrassed by... You know, I've thought about it before. Though my mother only wanted me to live a happy life, that's actually a tall order as well. In practice, it's just as hard to achieve my father's expectations for me. Even though my parents had very different personalities, they always had a lot of respect for each other. The Aquabus project was a monumental project that stood to benefit all of Fontaine. It would have been a little close-minded to assess or evaluate it only from the perspective of the clan. I think that's probably why she didn't step in to mediate or oppose the building of the lines. It seems like looking back on it, I'm honestly embarrassed by how I acted earlier.
About asking, do you really see me as your partner?
Oh, whoa. Why'd you have to remind me? Please don't say that again. It's super embarrassing for me. Oh, forget it now. Please forget that I ever said anything. Oh, wait. But it'd also be bad if you were to forget it.
Oh, don't worry, I'll forget it, and I'll hang it over your head whenever I want.
Okay, but please keep it a secret between us from now on. Please don't ever mention it again.
No promises. It's a really good concept. Yeah, I totally ship them. Now then. We got that done a lot faster than I thought we would. So that means... Oh, that started. But more importantly, we can start doing all these world quests that we have. Back to the Melusines. You ship Navia more so with Aether or Lumine? I guess just from my perspective on things, Aether. Dang it. Hey, Canotila. What did I think of Navia's story? It was a lot shorter than I thought it would be, but it was nice and sweet. Done all the story quests? All the character story quests? Yes. I'm just doing world quests right now, because, I want to catch up with all these, because there's a lot I have to do. These do look like the missing pages from the book. Let's try putting one back in, shall we? Insert page. What I like about Navia's story, I thought I kind of liked that it was a nice short and sweet story. I guess kind of just seeing the vulnerability that Navia has as well, with just like her position. And then we just need to concentrate and meditate on the book, like before. The edges of the page gradually blur. Spell up. Okay, fine. Fuck you too. Makes you glad you wish for Navi? I was happy to wish for Navi when I saw she uses cannons and guns, and was an improvement to Geo. Read countless volumes here. It appears that these books were left behind by an ancient order. Kingdoms rise and fall, and when a civilization is annihilated, a new one will be born from the ashes, which these books refer to as Fortuna. Oh god, we're going back to Warframe. It's somewhat rudimentary, but theoretically at least, it bears striking resemblance to the computational scheme I have formulated and termed World Formula. All the records are blurred with age, but were I able to quantify them to some extent, they could be of use in my World Formula calculations. No matter how many times I derive it, the result remains the same, though this result is not expected. Unlike the world depicted in these ancient texts, there will be no more new civilizations born, unless we consider introducing variables from the outside world. If it was that sort of power, there might be a chance. Here, I found a magical technique left behind by the Golden Troop. They seem to be referred to by various names. I'll go with this one for now. Based on my interpretation, it appears to be known as the Seal of Chemical Marriage, and consists of 2 parts. However, it has been weathered too much to decipher any more information. Interestingly, I have encountered similar symbols in documents from the Narzazen Cruz Institute archives. Some of the story quests are mostly NPC story quests. Okay. I know, but I mean more so now. Okay. They look complicated, yet the underlying principles are quite clear, if the records prove accurate. There are some key locations within the realm remaining. Related records may be found elsewhere as well. I should record my findings here for now, as they may prove useful in the future. Wow, this time, even Paimon could start to understand. Seems like the confusion was all due to the pages that were missing before, huh? Awesome. Let's put another page in now, shall we? Okay. As you start meditating again, you once more attempt to understand the page's contents. The edges of the page blur, and the incomprehensible shapes that line it leap forth, as if mounted on a pop-up book. Well, the Nilo story quest is bad because I want to know why Nilo joined the theater, but no, we need to help an NPC problem and get a little more about Nilo. I mean, yeah, that's fair. I mean, the information. I mean, we did get enough about Nilo to just know that she's willing to help out in any way she can for those who are part of the theater. Ah, here we go. The pollution of the land and water wrought by the giant beast Elenus seem to have been mostly purified and diluted. However, when it comes to Elenus itself, even the adults seem to be at a total loss. They simply cordoned off the surrounding area. Nevertheless, it was quite easy to sneak in. It felt rather strange slipping into the creature's mouth, and it reminded me of events from some of the stories I once read. Though I have no substantive evidence, I still sense some sort of will from it. Jacob did too. There were no signs of decay in the flesh. Instead, its body was hardening, as if from a protective membrane. Given its current immobilized state, it looked like a self-defense mechanism to safeguard its internal organs. But it does make sense, with such a wellspring of vitality. If my deduction is correct, it may also be used to enhance Jacob's strength by following the same principle. However, at this stage, there's no need to subject Jacob to such risks. I should get safe experimental data first, through the Institute of Natural Philosophy, and then set specific research objectives. Although, as Jacob mentioned, this may waste a lot of precious time. After all, the flesh of Alinus remains toxic, and the risk of Jacob has returned. He's quite brave, but also an idiot. He didn't give any thought to the possible consequences. We have no one else to rely on now. The data we've collected is still incomplete. Jacob had minor adverse reactions, primarily vomiting, but he recovered quickly and hasn't shown any other symptoms in the short term. His mental status and physical status remain stable. It's only because Jacob completely trusts me. It's only possible because our lives are limited. Still, even if it's just for the future, we must find a way to get allies, get stronger, and prevent disaster. Elaine has enrolled in the Institute of Natural Philosophy. He should fit right in with his sharp mind. I brought the pocket watch he gave us, and we compared the time, only to find that there was already a significant discrepancy. We agreed to meet at the Institute. The brightest minds of Fontaine are gathered there, and we can expect to make huge progress and get much needed help. As for Marianne, just the sight of her fills me with joy. We had a long discussion about the Narzazen Cruz Institute, but Jacob was crying through most of it. I didn't tell them about Jacob. It's because Uncle Guillotin, who was with them, is part of the Maison Gardenage. Although he seems to be treating Elaine and Marianne very well, he still can't be trusted. After all, mother and father, it was all the doing of their lackeys and goons. Well, Paimon can read the words now, but the author's intended meaning is still a total mystery. We'll just have to put this last page in and see what we get. Maybe the contents will link up or something. The tests on Jacob's strength continue. As before, the flesh and blood of the great beast Alinus is being used as nutrition. Jacob seems to have gotten used to it, so there's nothing to worry about anymore. Thus, the adverse reactions observed before may just have been caused by Jacob's feeling of disgust. It's a relief to know that his physical condition hasn't been harmed. Jacob still eats, but only out of habit and no longer as a necessity for survival. But I suppose it's a good thing, because eating together is nice. It suddenly occurred to me that jam is somewhat similar to the flesh and blood of Alinus, so I made a joke about it. Jacob seemed quite uncomfortable. The results have improved significantly in comparison to previous tests. Perhaps more can be done. Then the next step would be to attempt the opening of a passage. Ayato's story quest told nothing about him, about his past, and how he came up to be, but the story quest didn't focus on him at all, but it focused on the two NPCs. I mean, yeah, I noticed now that with Fontaine, the playable characters have more focus and development on them than the NPCs are there to complement them. Yeah, I do see that, like, looking back at Ayato's and Nilu's. they're like more focused on like NPCs than like on the characters, and that is fairly true. I guess they were kind of going for more of just this character is meant to it just wants to help everyone, and we're showing how they help people. In that aspect, I can see it, but comparing that to even things like Jean's story from Mondstadt, the focus was still on her entirely. And that was like one of the first written character story quests that we got. Eula as well. Yeah, Eula's was like focused on her. Yes, it was focused on as well as the I forget her house's name. Mondstadt characters don't seem to have this issue, don't get me wrong. Yeah. But like I will say it's nice to see that like a lot of the characters for Fontaine have all been focused on just the characters. It's more of a thing I noticed in Inazuma and Sumeru. Yeah, I kind of have noticed that. I will say Yoimiya's is a good exception because we kind of learn that she's about like what she's about and everything, and we also like right out the gate she kind of expresses and explains who she is and what she's about. Nahida, Sino, and the Wanderer are exceptions in Sumeru. Yeah, I can see that. I will say Al Haytham's was about himself, and as well as, but also about like, just helping someone else out. But it was also, I think that one worked well because it helped demonstrate Al Haytham's critical thinking skills and his deductions. Dia felt like it was about herself too. Yeah, well that one did because it was about like her retracing the steps of her past. Anyways, continuing this. The passage was opened successfully, though it only lasted a short while. During this time, many black monsters that were shaped like dogs emerged. They were very aggressive and terrifying, but thank goodness Jacob was here. Though he was so scared he was crying, he still managed to wipe them out while bawling. These monsters are identical to those you discovered during our desert expedition. However, those were salt gray, stiff, and immobile at the time, so it was relatively safe. I'm certain their properties are nearly identical to those of Elinus. The Conrian records mention passages appearing in large numbers, and numerous dangerous monsters that look like dogs emerging from them. It's very likely that they are the same type. It can be safely postulated that the location these passages link to is full of these monsters, and I shall tentatively call them beastly rifts. Thus, these hounds may be called rift hounds. Okay, we find out about the creation of the rift hounds. Seeing how amazingly Fontaine has turned out has me super hyped for Natland. Yaimiko's story quest is about we learn how to make a book and learning nothing about Yaimiko as a character and as a yokai too. I feel like Yaimiko's story quest, it intentionally was like misdirected about like learning about her, as I feel her as a character, she would try to keep us in the dark as much as possible and just toy with us. So I feel that whole quest just like not telling us anything, but just kind of like dangling like hints of it. I think that was intentional. I think that was intentional for just like, oh, it's Yaimiko's story quest. Get ready to learn about me. We learn nothing. Yaimiko Sassy is the best part about her story quest. Yep. As you read faster and faster, you fall into a trance and arrive again in that mysterious space. The same voice from before rings out. No matter how many times I have run the calculations, the results are the same. After a few hundred years, all the birthing waters of the world will dry up. And a few hundred years after that, the world will become as it appears before us. This is quite the predicament. Hey, come on now, don't cry. There's nothing to be afraid of. I'm here, aren't I? Don't you trust me? Also, Elaine and the others will definitely help. Also, I bet you'll definitely be able to survive in this world. You're special. I know. You're worried that constitution of others is different from yours. That's reasonable. Well, that's why we need to continue researching the things left behind by the Golden Troop. Perhaps we'll discover some new possibilities. We'll go back to the Narzazen Cruz Institute together. Take a look, okay? The voice drifts away again. After what feels like a long time, though in this world, time seems to no longer measure changes in matter. You hear the voice once more. And before I continue, I need to take a sippy. Risley's story quest, we learned about his past at the end of the story quest. I think for Risley, it was... I think like how simple his past is and how he got to the prison. I feel it was good that they put it at the end. It's just like he explains how he got there. Seeing how he runs things and seeing how he holds the respect he does and how everyone respects him and just demonstrating how he works, how he thinks, how he goes about his day to just like check in on everyone. I think that works better than if we focus on like, oh, how did you get in the prison? What was it like here? I felt like that would have detracted more from his character if we were to heavily focus on just what he did in his past. Just seeing what he was doing currently and just seeing how he goes through making sure everyone is doing okay while being in the prison is like, I think it's a really interesting aspect of him. It looks like he won't help us anymore. You're the only one I can rely on now. Hey, come on. Don't be like that. I'm sad too, but I won't cry until after that fat lady sings. Moreover, we still have to find a way to cure him. Don't be scared. It'll all go smoothly. There are already lots of people willing to listen to us. If we want to persuade them further, besides belief, we'll also need ceremony. As for the name, we'll call it the Book of Revealing, and we'll put it in the form of a book. Because if we put it in any other form, the title would be very confusing. We'll use our secret cipher to write it. Everyone only sees the world that their cognitive framework allows them to see. But using this method, we can share the visions we have foreseen with others. Just as you begin to listen closely to what the voice is saying, it begins to gradually fade away. At the same time, you feel the world around you is suddenly beginning to collapse. With a roaring sound resounding, you wake up. Are you okay, Kyleston? Was that an earthquake just now? Earthquake? What earthquake? Nothing happened here. Paimon did get a little dizzy, but you look like you fainted. You didn't wind up in some mysterious space again, did you? Just what's going on with that weird place anyway? How? And if you think about it, it's pretty dangerous too. What if you go in and can't get back out? So what did you encounter inside? I seem to have heard a prophecy that someone made. Eh? Did someone say something, anything in there? Something? Anything? I'm mixing up words? Non-stop? What's going on? And was something, and it was some kind of prophecy? That's real creepy. If what you say is true, then this was actually a book of prophecies, wasn't it? But why make the format so complicated? If the author didn't want people to understand it. Excuse me? Wouldn't it have been better not to write it at all? Actually, I heard all kinds of sounds while I was meditating. But they were just songs of birds and flowers. I don't know anything about the prophecy you spoke of. It seems we must enter that space again to understand what is going on. If we meditate together this time, we should be able to answer it. Paimon's still worried. Wait, Paimon wants to come too. No way she's gonna stay here alone. Once again, you focus upon meditating, and the fervor surrounding you fades. The world grows silent. Then, you hear the tiniest of sounds, and a feeling that is wrath, or perhaps grief, wells up inside you, within your heart. Your very soul feels drawn to this mysterious sound. And as you follow that sound, a whole world, utterly alien, supremely familiar, races to meet you. Oh, whoa. The fuck? We're back at Enkanomiya? What? Where the heck did we end up? This is like some kind of dreamscape. This must be the strange place you were talking about before. It's much more vivid than that. Did the author of the book really create this place? And they hid such a big space inside it, too. Well, Paimon doesn't know how they did it, but this place looks like a ruin. Also, we meditated with Ganotila to get here. We're the only two people around right now. She didn't fall somewhere, did she? Oh no! Things could get bad if she winds up in danger. Let's go find her. Hurry! Behind you there is an upside-down foundation in the chasm. Oh shit, you're right! Ah, so it's like a continuation of everything, in a sense, if you were to think about it. Hello, what do we have here? Thank you, floating pile of coins. You made my day so much better. Oh! Another crack in the reality of the void. Did you agree with the Kazuha story quest? Didn't we get the sword quest after we learned about Kazuha's past, though? like, we got all the information about, like, and yes, I understand that that kind of detracts from it when you think about it, because in reality, we should have learned about that from the moment we got to play as him. Instead of just, like, locking, like, all that extra stuff about his, like, past behind a limited time event. So I will kind of agree. Yeah, so it shouldn't have been locked behind an event. But we did get, like, base information about, like, oh, his family were swordsmiths and he knows how the proper way to do the smithing and make swords and refurbish swords. So yeah, I will agree there. There was some detraction about it. The Among Us albedo of it. Yeah. Oh. Canotila. Oh, Canotila.
Go!
The duck juice.
And voila! Now disappear!
Mind the side effects.
New players will never get to experience any character growth. At least in Honkai Star Rail, Hoyo actually saves story-based events in the conventional memoir. Not all events get saved. The ones with lots of significance in the story are saved here. What about the Hutao story quest? I feel the Hutao one is a, I feel it convinces you it's not fully about, like, her at first. Where it's just like, oh, it's about, like, oh, it's just helping a person out. But, like, the later half of it is like, oh, she demonstrates her full sincerity to doing her job more. Which I like a lot better, because it first shows her being so playful and just, like, being all, like, goofy and cheery. And then as soon as, the person with the issue leaves. What are our thoughts on a child story? Okay. While I do appreciate and I forgive Child for everything, and I do appreciate him now. I have to say, his character story quest kind of makes me a bit annoyed, because it's about him taking care of his brother and helping keep his secret. Yeah, I do like the comedy of just like, oh, he's trying to keep his secret safe so his brother doesn't find out about him. That's good. Oh, okay, it's portals. Portals down here? Oh, shit.
I wasn't meant for this world.
I should have been more careful with that.
A bitter pill to swallow.
I just don't like how Tusser is so like, oh yes, I'm gonna go out to the wild by myself because it's perfectly safe if I go out here in the middle of the countryside I've never been to.
Mind the side effects.
I just find it annoying that Child's like, oh yeah, my brother's fine. He does it all the time. He'll run out in the middle of nowhere and like get himself put in danger. Isn't he just a goofball?
Step right up.
Smile. Hard-hitting exclusive.
Oh shit.
A bitter pill to swallow.
Say cheese.
Okay. I gotta put better characters for this. Yeah, didn't his Teucer snuck onto a boat that he stowed away from Snezhnaya to Liwa. Like, seriously. She's not done yet, so she's not that strong. So... how strong would Shenhe be in this?
I will do as you command.
We'll give it a shot. I know she probably put an electro character, but like...
Here comes the finale.
Seems like an emergency.
The statue was...
Cryo Incarnate! Transfiguration!
Now disappear!
Mind the side effects.
Take your true form!
And voila!
Yeah, okay, I should just get an electro character on this team and just light the floor. I should stop trying to be like cheeky with things.
The campaign begins.
Mind the side effects.
Torn to oblivion! There is no escape!
Let's get this show on the road! Step right up!
Illusion shattered!
This would be so much easier if it would stop like working around the place.
A bitter pill to swallow.
Jeez, leave me driving on you.
Don't forget to wash your hands. Mind the side effects.
Let's get this interview started.
Oh, that was interesting. Actually, Charlotte is still kind of weak. Balance? Yeah, kind of her talent. I guess overall.
Oh, it's just some chronic problem I have flaring up again. Nothing to worry about. Remember, health comes first.
Water jet! And voila!
Smile!
Truth bomb!
A bitter pill to swallow.
Step right up!
Ah, She went exactly where I was going to go anyway. Oh, is there anything I can find up here? Any hidden treasures?
Now disappear! Here comes the finale!
You should build Chevrolet Sushi and replace Kazuha in a Raiden Shogun team. But I don't have Kazuha, so that already works out. The Hyper Raiden Shogun team literally shows that she needs what she needs in the limited character banner. Okay.
The life of an adventurer certainly isn't easy.
Luffy doesn't have Kazuha. It means Luffy World's Kazuha. I do. Oh, whoa. Use Animo to lift Luffy up and drop him in the wobbly bowl. Oh, okay, again with the wobbly bowl. Why? I haven't done anything wrong yet. Okay, Daz. So, it's an inside joke where occasionally people send me a picture of a Malamute puppy that's like stuck in a bowl and is wobbling around and like can't really escape it. And and it's just like, oh, stuck in the inescapable wobbly bowl. Electro. Yeah, you know what? Okay. I'll swap out Charlotte. Let's get some Electro in here. What better use of Electro?
With you all the way.
Fujo Sara. Oh, there's a time limit. Oh. Okay, I gotta get some distance. The thing is afraid of just like close quarters shots with an arrow, I guess. I can kind of see it. I got a dumb, dirty dad joke. All right, let's hear it. The stage is yours. Here's the microphone. What did the hurricane say to the coconut tree? Hold on to your nuts. This ain't no ordinary blowjob.
Restock and press onward.
Oh, that's a good one. Ooh, a book. What did the guy say when he got caught masturbating in an optical illusion? Oh, to an optical illusion. It's not what it looks like. Huh? Where'd Canotila go? She was just here a moment ago. Wait, there's something on the ground. Pick it up and take a look. I'm not going to pick up something off the ground. I will, however, look at this book that's on a desk. You pick up a page from the book. See that? That's the conclusion of the world formula arrived. That's the conclusion the world formula arrived at after countless calculations. The scene we foresaw, the destruction after the cataclysm, and this world where not even a sweet flower or a mint can grow. That is the end of all things. Do you believe it at last? Whether you've arrived at this place via the Book of Revealing or the Looking Glass, lend me your strength that we may avoid this future. Just as I said, the only way is. The only way is what? Is this page the same as the ones we found before? How did it end up here? Let Paimon see. It's easily readable. Is it because we're in this strange place? This strange space? I keep mixing up words again. Man, yeah, like talking a lot and filling in the voices for all these characters constantly on a stream makes me really, really thirsty. Cataclysm? Destruction? Some kind of apocalypse? But even if Paimon can read the words, it still doesn't make any sense. But if we put it together with the other pages, this appears to be a prophecy. Huh. So it's as we guessed previously. So, does this mean that this is the future the future the author wants us to see? A world where even sweet flowers and mints won't grow? Ah, that's a terrible place no matter how you slice it. But if that really is the future, shouldn't the author tell everyone about it and find a solution? Why make a place like this? Maybe this is the only way everyone will believe it. It also mentions some kind of looking glass. Seems like there are other ways to get in here. Still, Paimon doesn't think any of this will be of much help in answering Kanotila's questions. Forget it. Who cares about the dumb prophecy anyway? The important thing right now is to find Kanotila. Let's keep looking. A scattered page. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, we're not going anywhere. We gotta go somewhere. Actually, wait, could I get up there? Okay, fine. Oh, we're going up. Okay. You get a better vantage point up here. Oh! She's with a dog. Oh. Gap infiltrating alien.
Flash! Glory to the Shogun! Let's get this show on the road! Quiver!
A bitter pill to swallow, taking a turn for the better.
Wipe out! Go!
No sign of Canotila. Wonder if she's gone. There's only this fellow here. That said, doesn't seem to want to attack us anymore. That's a first for a Rift Hound, huh? It looks like he wants to say something to us? Well, not that we can understand it anyway. Wait, is Paimon seeing things? What's an ordinary little doggy doing here? Where'd that Rift Hound go? Here, listen, take a look. Is there something wrong with Paimon's eyes? Well, anything could happen in a dream. Owner, don't worry, the dog doesn't bite. The dog. Is it trying to tell us to go through that passage over there? Judging from its reaction, Paimon guessed right. Who knows where that's gonna lead? But we weren't able to find Canotila anywhere. So, maybe she did leave via that way. It looks like there's no other route we can take. So let's just try it and see what happens. Yep. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's it. There's that way over there, but, limited. There's no ceiling nearby. Well, off into the void. Oh, beans. Dang it, there's more treasure to get there still. Huh. We came right back. Or maybe we never even left. Oh, you had the same reaction as I did, Paimon. Canotila, we were looking all over for you. Paimon kept calling out to you, but you never responded. That place was so dangerous, but you just ran around all over the place. Dangerous? The place we entered was so serene and peaceful, like a beautiful garden. Huh? But all we saw was rubble. That's odd. I kept looking for you two back at that previous space. I keep mixing up those two words. Interesting. But there were big trees and flowers everywhere, so I got lost. Fortunately, I followed the sound of a bird, then found a golden butterfly, which brought me up on top of the garden. What about the Rift Hound? We saw you in a Rift Hound. Oh, right. That Rift Hound even turned into a dog. Ah, now I feel like Paimon is just talking nonsense. I saw a little dog too. On top of the garden, there was a cute little dog that nodded at me and helped open the way out for me. I thought you both had gone somewhere else to play, and that I didn't need to worry. So I just came back here. And you? What did you discover? I found another page. Right, we found this inside, but we don't know if it'll be useful. It looks like a page from this book. You open the page you found and show it to Canotila. The butterfly. It's the golden butterfly. Huh? What are you talking about? I can see the golden butterflies flying out from the page, like the one I saw in the space before. Ah, never mind anything. Never mind solving anything. We've got even more problems now on our hands. Seems like you really did see something completely different in that space. That space is the future predicted by the author. And why did you see a garden? Just thinking about that makes Paimon's head hurt. But I was very happy inside. Oh, but I was very happy inside. I didn't even think about those questions. Maybe that's what the book was trying to tell me all along. Even if we perceive differently, if we can communicate our feelings to one another, maybe the essence of things doesn't matter all that much after all. Paimon wouldn't say that we had a great time in there, but if you figure things out for yourself, good on you. Still, that place is pretty sketchy, and we don't yet have any clue as to what's up with that prophecy either. Speaking of prophecy, this book makes it sound really scary, sure, but what if the things I saw were... wrong voice. Speaking of the prophecy, this book makes it sound really scary, sure. But what if the things I saw were the real future? After all, such things aren't set in stone, are they? And since the book mentions other ways to enter that space, we may be able to figure this book and its prophecy out if we find them. And then maybe we can meet there again, in that space. It might be better if we just meet in reality. Also, Canotila, don't go running around in that space anymore. Alright, we got ourselves a place we can go back to now. Since memories can be made into books, if we reverse the logic, books can also be written directly into memories. What is it? Is there something you'd like to ask? Honkai Star released a new video on YouTube. Sweet. I can't wait to not watch it because it'll be a spoiler to me. Alright, we helped out a Metalzine, which means... the weapon grow in strength. We can teleport there, that's good. Let's go back to the, I want to go back to the village, see who else we can talk to. Yeah, I got my free ratio. I got the doctor ratio. I'm not going to use them at all, because, I'd rather just kind of keep going with the characters I got, and then when I finally get to meet him, I will, I will start to actually level him up, because I can't get any of the materials he has, even though I can only be at level 20. Like, I just unlocked artifacts in, Honkai. Now I can start to use those for characters. Dr. Crystal play with Mel's in the middle. Okay. Huh? Serene, why did you call us out? Did something happen? Yeah, so remember when you two said you wanted to go and collect some components, right? Collecting components. Ah, you mean fixing Seymour? Yeah, at that time, I didn't have that many components with me, so I couldn't help you out. Help you too. So I went out and collected some more. Whoa, you sure got a lot. Please take this way. You can speed up the repairs, right? Well, thanks a lot, but Seymour's already fixed. Huh? Already? Wow. I should have expected that from you two. If that's the case, you doubly deserve these components. Huh? You've put in a lot of work to help everyone, right? If that's the case, then I would like you two to have these components as a token of my gratitude. Thank you for taking care of everyone in the village. It just so happens that Zana here is in the village too. If you need anything, you can trade with her using these components. Hell yeah! Hold the phone, Veronata. Not even a few seconds in and they already mentioned the next planet, so stay away from the video. Oh, dude, I'm not even gonna touch the video. I already said I'm not gonna touch the video. If you've got shiny stuff, come exchange them with Zana. And what stuff can... Oh, shiny stuff. That's right. Shiny components, just like this one. As long as we've got enough of them, we might be able to create a super giant mega machine. One even larger than Alina's. Ooh, just the thought about it gets me all excited. Sometimes I go out of the village to collect little things that aren't shiny yet. And I would find ways to make them shiny. Whatever the case, the more shiny stuff, the better. Like I said, if you've got some, you can exchange them here at Zana's. Haven't seen you around here before. Oh, if you're talking about about where I was then, I was at the Fontaine Research Institute. There's nowhere better to go if you want to learn how to make awesome clockwork mecha. There's a super huge machine there too. But one day, I will make something larger still. Well, what can we exchange it for? Well, all this stuff here. If you see anything you like, just let me know. Ah. Oh, wow. Well, we're getting that, obviously. We'll get the equity, too. We have the least amount of these. These melons are so adorable. Okay, Veronata. Kylestin and Paimon, we meet again. Hey, Veronata, it's been a while. Your voice has changed too. What are you doing here? Don't tell Paimon you've crafted some new potions or are looking for more guinea pigs. No, that's not it. Actually, we found a Melusine who's willing to help test the potion. Caraboss herself has already headed over to thoroughly document the potion's efficacy. It's just... What? It's just that Caraboss was so excited to hear that someone's willing to test it that she left home without bringing the potion. Caraboss? Isn't she the great potioneer you mentioned last time? That's right. Thanks to Kylestin's help in testing our potions last time, we've gathered some data and information with which the master potioneer managed to modify the formulae. But didn't you tell us that no one's really willing to help test because the potions aren't used to cure diseases? It's kind of strange that someone's willing to do tests for you. Could it be that this Melusine secretly enjoys drinking strange stuff? No, the Melusine in question is named Pius. She claims to be a musician and volunteered when she heard that the Master Potioneer had developed some wondrous potion. Huh? That makes even less sense to Paimon. Why would a musician be interested in a potion? Perhaps it's a potion that can help relieve fatigue. That sounds about right. Musicians must feel really exhausted delving into music composition day after day. I know I did. Well, if there really is such a potion, Paimon thinks that we need it too. To be honest, I don't know about the details either. But Karabas once said that potions and music are essentially connected, given that they both serve to manifest truth. Oh yes, speaking of that, do you still remember the true sight potion I got you to test previously? We're bringing to Pius the enhanced version of that potion. The Master Potioneer seems to really be pleased with its modified formula. The enhanced version? The true sight potion Kylesson tested was already strange enough. The effects of the enhanced version might be even worse, you know. Anyway, can I ask you two one more favor? I still have to gather lots and lots of herbs before the Master Potioneer returns. So I can only ask you two to take this potion to her. She should be with Pius at the moment. Oh, so it sounds like we just need to bring the potion over then. That seems easy enough. And this time we'll finally meet that Master Potioneer. I'm actually quite interested in the potion. Yeah, maybe there's even a potion that will help you find hidden treasure. Just think of the mora we'd make. Thank you so much for taking the potion to Master Potioneer. Ah. There is Karabas. We'll take the express. Hey Buffy, would you like to continue Honkai Star Rail? Ask him because the trailer in question basically hyped up the next planet without saying spoilers, nor who was in said trailer. Had the same vibe as the interlude trailer we saw of the Harbingers before we went to Sumeru.
To
Have you heard?
manifest eternity per the Almighty Shogun's will. That is what I aspire to.
Have you heard that someone spent $50K for a 3-minute animation of a character they simp on? I did hear about that. I've seen like a few clips of it. I have not actually watched any of it really. I just know it exists and someone made it. Is this the way forward? This is the way forward. That's a really big... Oh! Karabas is a Melusine as well. No, Twee, I read out your message. I'm gonna keep doing this, to be honest, because it's almost midnight. I will pop on and do some Star Rail, like, offline when I can. If I can. The 50K animation was supposed to be a personal project, but somehow it got leaked. That was a big oopsie. Wololo, wololo. So many moons. 1, 2, 3. Wololo. The stars are dancing. Wololo. I know you read it, but also I was curious. Okay, you said Boofy, and I was wondering if you were like if you didn't hear me read out your message, or if you I wasn't sure if you were expecting me to hop on Star Rail. That's my bad. What the? I don't understand what you said at all. I got a cough. It seems that the truth shall remain elusive without the use of our latest potion after all. Huh. So I guess this is the master potioneer we've heard so much about. He looks exceptionally ordinary to Paimon, though. Oh, and who are you? It sounds like you're looking for me specifically. Humans attracted by my fame. I never realized my reputation as a potioneer had already spread so far among humankind. Cough. Though, as you can see, I am in the middle of an important experiment. If you desire a potion of my formulation, I must ask you to wait a bit longer. Oh, that's okay. Oh, that's not it at all. But you're right to say that we're looking for you. Veronata asked you to bring this to you. You give the enhanced True-Sight potion to Karabos. Ooh la la! You've done me a great favor. To be honest, I'd forgotten to bring this improved version of the True-Sight potion, and that left me at quite the loss. Speaking of which, I do not believe I have yet learned your names, dear benefactors. Paimon's Paimon, he's Kylestin. Kylestin, could you be the one who assisted with testing the potions before? I recall seeing your name in Veronata's notes. It could be a case of names the same for all you know. Well, actually in the flesh. Well, it is thanks to your previous assistance that I was able to use her precious notes to create an improved version. And thus it is clear that I owe you both a great debt of gratitude. Should you require any potions, please, just tell me. No need to be polite. In that case, a potion that can make more out of... Wait, that's not what we're here for. That's Tobias, right? It seems she's gone all loopy. Is she really okay? Oh, that. You needn't worry. We Melusines are quite hardy, and won't be in any danger from drinking something odd. You just straight admitted that your potions are strange, didn't you? In addition, in order to prevent any issue from popping up during the experiment, I specifically concocted this pick-me-up potion to neutralize the effects. Using it should allow Tobias to immediately return to normal. Walalo. Oh, now that felt like a very long time. Whoa, strangers. Haven't seen you around before. Well now, let me introduce them. These two are Paimon and Kylestin. They are my benefactors. They were potion testers previously. Oh, I see now. Hello, I'm Tobias, a musician from Marusia Village. Hi there, Tobias. It was also they who helped deliver the new formulation to me this time. With this, we can begin the final experiment. The experiment that will grant us insight into the truth. Just curious which stream you plan to do the unfinished comedy world quest. We get there when we get there. Maybe it'll be next week. We'll see. Paimon's been really curious for a while now, but why would Tobias want to try this potion that supposedly lets you see the truth? Though Kylestin tried it before, all he really saw was this really weird ghost ship. Well, how should I put it? The essence of my music is an attempt to reveal the truth hidden all around us. Things we usually don't see. Like the whisper of the waves, the call of the sea stars, and the joyous choruses of the sands. What? Paimon understands this less the more you go on. Anyway, its functions are on the same principle as Kvass's True Sight Potion. I had hoped to create music that could transmit the truth by my own strength, but I really don't have that much time to prepare. And I want to give Mimir a gift as soon as possible. If I can't create a wonderful song quickly enough, then Mimir might leave the village again before it's ready. Oh, so it's a gift for Mimir. You know her too? Oh, we're adventuring companions. Wow. Since you're Mimir's partners, you must be really reliable. With your help, maybe I could get that thing. What thing? Well, the legend says that under the waters here, within a sealed ancient cave, lies the score upon which the melody of Vesta is recorded. Though no Melusine has ever successfully entered the cave and retrieved the score, I've heard that when the melody is played, the listeners will be transported into a fantastical dreamland. Oh god, not another dreamland. I also need more water. Sorry, just hit my mic. So if we could obtain it, then I could still perform a song from Mimir as a gift, even without the True Sight Potion. But there won't be anyone to help me test potions then. Wait a minute, hold it. Didn't Topias say that the music score was hidden in some sealed underwater cave? We've opened up a lot of seals in our time, sure. But if all we have to go on is some vague legend, this could be a long shot. That's true. But even so, can I ask you to at least accompany me to look for the seal, or look at the seal? I'll definitely pay you. After all, you're Mimir's adventuring companions. Once you see that seal, I'm sure you'll definitely find a way to open it. Well, if you put it like that, then maybe we can at least go with you and take a look. Yeah, as long as it's just a look. How very interesting. Why, I think I'll come along. Now, I want to continue this, but it is basically midnight by this point. So, I'm going to wrap it up here. I'll continue that quest another time. And we're probably going to end the stream here. And I have a lot of Discord notifications. Oh boy. Who hath?
There'll be an extra fee for that.
I'll think about it.
Okay. Friend sent me a video. The wobbly bowl gif. And what else do we have?
I'll think about it.
There'll be an extra fee for that.
Alrighty. Well, with that being said, we're going to wrap it up here for the night. Kudo, kudo. I hope you all enjoyed this evening. Mail? Oh, no, it's a survey. I wouldn't worry about it. It's a survey. It's the survey that I still haven't done from last week. I'll probably do it like... Oh yeah, I got the Diona birthday gift. I was looking at it. Why are you spraying me with a water bottle? I'm just answering the question. Why am I being attacked? I simply answered the question, Your Honor. Don't spray me in the face. Anyways, who can we raid for this evening? Also, see you later, Daz. Okay. Um. Pushing the. Thank you for the hydrate before we go off to raid. By the way, I'm thinking we're gonna raid Salazia, who's playing the finals right now. Uh, so yeah, we're gonna go raid Salazia. She is a. She is a mature streamer with a certain type of like. Actually, I'm like I'm saying it weird. She's an 18 plus streamer, but she is a cozy cafe core streamer. So if you don't want to join in the raid, it is perfectly fine. You are free to go ahead and Sazia Greenwood. You're perfectly fine to go ahead and watch whoever else you want to watch that's on Twitch right now. The world is your oyster. Feel free to explore. But yeah, I'm starting to get things together now. This weekend, it's gonna be a bit busy for me, but I plan to try and get more editing done for the VODs because I've started doing some of the VOD edits for from months ago, and I have a lot to do still. So be on the lookout for all that. I'll get it done when I can, and hopefully I can get it done in a quick succession. Aside from that, I also will be doing more Sniper Elite next week, and hopefully I can get through the second one because we're going pretty fast through it. We're not struggling like the first game. And then, yeah, also next Thursday we'll be doing more Genshin. Probably gonna be doing we might just do the unfinished comedy to be honest, because it's just been sitting in there. But yeah, I'll see you all later. Have a good night.